welcome to Traveling with Diamonds. I'm Barry. This is a WIP Chat. WIP stands for Work in Progress. Let me get my watch. Ow. Oops. Messed up my timer. Hold on one second. How is everybody? There we go. I hope everybody's doing well today. I welcome my 106 subscribers. I'm so grateful for you, and I welcome everyone else if you're new. I hope you like it here and continue to come back. So today we are working on Home is Where the Magic Is. I'm pretty zoomed in, so I hope you can see that full image. We are about 60% done with this kit. I spun it on the wheel to do it for the WIP Chat today. So, today we'll work with our Munimade tray in the beautiful purple color, my favorite diamond painting pen, which I'm not sure where it's from. I think it was a like mystery pen, and it's beautiful. And it might have been from Butterfly Effect Wares. It might have been from, you know, somewhere else. Then we have this cute cover minder, which I believe is from Merry Making and More, which may be called something else now. I'll have to look that up. Yeah, and this is the winter house, the winter sprinkler house. And it has about 29 sections left. So originally there were 60 something, 65 or so, you know, so we're getting close to, yeah, we're done with, we're about 60%, I think. We're done with 4 rows. Let's see. No, we're done with 6 rows. We have 3 rows and yeah, we're done with 7 rows. Gosh, I can't keep track. Sorry, guys. I can't really keep track of how many rows I've done because, well, lots of different reasons. I've been working on this since January, and it's a really big kit. We have 3 rows left. So this is the 7th row, I think. This is the 7th row we're on right now. And, you know, if you found my update from last week, I really haven't made much diamond painting progress this week, unfortunately. I just had other things come up and other things I was doing and dealing with, and you know, we'll get into some of that. But yeah, I've diamond painted on this kit about a section and a half since last week. So not very much, not what I wanted to do. I wanted to get I wanted to be able to finish this kit in March, but I wanted to also be able to finish Glorious Purpose, which I have not made any progress on this week. Glorious Purpose has about 30 sections left. So with this one having 29 and that one having 30, and it already being March 6th, you know, we probably won't finish them both, but maybe we can finish one of them. Maybe we can have some weekends where we don't have plans and I can diamond paint a few more sections in a day, and maybe a week where, you know, things just go a little smoother and I feel a little better mentally and stuff like that. So I did kit up Mulan Tiny Warrior, but I haven't started it. I haven't put drills down on it. So that's something I want to do this weekend too, is put drills down on Mulan Tiny Warrior. And then, sorry, I got my drink here. Then the temperature project, I last Sunday worked on February, like the last week of February. So I have February all the way done. So this Sunday I'll do the shelf and the extra things and just leave the bottles and do the first 7 bottles for March. So moving right along on the temperature project. I also have the Oraloa animal set, which I'm doing for Mini DP Madness. And I finished 2 of those this week. I finished, so I have 4 left. I finished the lion and the cheetah. So those are awfully cute. And then let's start diamond painting while we talk about the other things. If we can find the color we're looking for. That's a weird symbol. Oh, there it is. It's just a purple I haven't used much. It's a pale, pale lavender. Might be the only place it shows up. It's those 3. What was I saying? Okay, so back on DAC news, or diamond painting news, not just DAC, but all my kits except for the Aura. Well, that's not even true. So I have 3 DAC kits as WIPs right now. I have 1 Diamond Art Studio UK and 1 Oraloa. So those are my WIPs right now. But I did purchase 4 kits this week. So not as bad as last week, but still made some purchases, but you know, I've had some windfalls as far as finances are concerned, so that helps. So the kits I bought were from DAC. I bought It Worked Yesterday, which is a Randall Spangler with the 2 draglings at the computer, you know, with some sort of error on the computer, which is awfully cute. And then the tiny Loki kit, the like 9x9 Loki kit that looks like the cover minder I have on my Glorious Purpose piece. And it's the same image as the Glorious Purpose piece, it's just cartoon. And so I had to buy that. And I also bought a new multi-placer. I do use the DAC thin multi-placers. I use the 10s and the 12s. So I did buy a new one of those. So that was my DAC purchase. And then I was thinking about Summer with the Masters, and I just didn't feel, you know, I know we're months away, but that's why we have to think about it is, what do you want to do for Summer with the Masters? I love that event. So I was thinking, do I still want to do My Wife's Lovers, which is an absolutely huge kit full of cats. But it's big. It's really, really big. And I thought, maybe I'll get a backup kit from Jaded Gem Shop. And the kit that's very, very different from that kit. And what I got was squares with concentric circles, which the thing about this kit is, I could get it smaller because it doesn't need as much detail. I could still get it square. I actually have a poster of this kit hanging in my living room in a frame of this kit. Not this kit, but like a poster of the artwork. And it's by Wasili Kandinsky. And it's just a geometric kind of kit. You know, it literally is the squares with concentric circles. It's very red heavy, but I've always enjoyed it. The blues kind of show up out of it. If you keep hearing the audio do something funny, it's because I keep looking around at it because it's behind me. So I bought that. It's a smaller kit, and you know, that might just be a better kit to work on for this Summer with the Masters. Even though it's not like I have to finish anything for Summer with the Masters, but just to have so many big kits going, because I'll continue with my Randall Spangler houses, you know, seasonal houses. And then speaking of Randall Spangler houses, the other thing I purchased was the Village Bookstore off of D-Stash. So I had tried to purchase this kit when it came out. a few weeks ago, and I was driving, and I got it in my cart at like a red light, and then by the time I was able to get back to it, it was gone. So, yes, don't purchase and drive. Do online purchasing and driving at the same time. That is not safe. So those are my kits I bought and the kits I'm working on. And then something exciting happened regarding DAC is we're going to need some wax. Maybe we'll do that. Although I don't know where my tweezers are, so I'm going to have a trouble getting the wax out if I don't know where my tweezers are. Well, bummer. They're not in here, are they? No. Can I feel them underneath me? Sorry, guys. I'm looking for my tweezers. Well, let's see if we can get away without changing the wax. We may not be able to, though. It's not picking up. What was I saying? Oh, exciting. So I think I told you last week I'm just 2 golds away from a custom. Well, I've been on the Facebook group for the Treasure Quest cards, and somebody had some gold codes they were selling, and I was able to get 2 of them. And so I have ordered my custom. It's so cool. I'm so excited about it. It is a picture of Wally and Eva, my cats, and they are sitting on the guest bed, curled up together with their paws intertwined. It is a beautiful photograph, and we cropped it. I cropped it once, and then Kate from Diamond Painting and Dr. Pepper is the one working on the rendering, and she cropped it again. And it's gonna look good. I'm so excited. I took some video of the process of like putting in the codes and getting the kit, and then I've been emailing back and forth with Kate from, like I said, Diamond Painting and Dr. Pepper. She is part of the rendering team, and so she is working on the render. She said it will take about 2 weeks for me to get a preview. So that's super exciting. And I told him I wanted square drills and that I really liked fairy dust, but I liked all the other special drills too. As they were appropriate for the image. Because I really trust the DAC rendering team to do a good job. She asked what size I wanted, and I wasn't sure. I want the size that shows like their fur and their eyes and things like that. So we'll have to see what that ends up at. But so exciting! I'm getting a custom from DAC. So I will definitely film an unboxing when I get it, and I'll definitely do some WIP chats and some filming of when when I'm working on it. I think it's just gonna be just so much fun, and I love that image so much, and I will get it dry mounted and framed and whatever else needs to happen to it so I can put it up on the wall, because it's just a cute image of 2 very neat cats. And then oh gosh, okay, are all the drills sitting down? Then last Sunday, I went and saw & Juliet, which is a musical that kind of looks at what if Juliet survived. And it's based on pop songs from one like Swedish composer, but it's pop songs you would know, like Justin Timberlake and Katy Perry and NSYNC and Backstreet Boys and just all the big pop artists of the last 20 years. It's all pop songs that kind of push the story along. And so they've been stuck in my head since, then, because they're pop songs I know. And it's always interesting to me to hear musical theater singers sing pop songs, because musical theater singers are usually very trained, vocalists. Not that pop artists aren't, but like there's just a difference, and so a lot of times the words sound clearer. They're crisper, because musical theater artists are used to projecting and used to like, I don't know, there's just a difference in like crispness and clarity that I notice from the recordings from the actual artists who did the pop songs. So that's interesting. But it was a really good show. It was really fun. They did some neat lighting in the theater, which is cool, because that's the theater that I sing in with the orchestra in the choir I'm in. And it's neat that they can turn it into such a nice, that it has such a good lighting system that they can really transform it for these Broadway musicals that come through. So that was so much fun. And then my week was a little rough. It happens. You've been on here hearing me talk about rough weeks before. I was struggling with anxiety a lot this week, and I don't really know what it was coming from. I did have a project that at work that was like really heavy brain power like type task that I needed to do, that was going to be a multi-day thing, and it was a lot of stuff. And I had to ask for an extension on it, and because like I had been working on it, but it just, I wasn't making a ton of progress before this week. But this week I was able to finish it and make progress. So that's good, and move it forward. So, I was able to meet the second deadline for sure. So, so that was just something that was challenging, because it took a lot of brain power. It took a lot out. It took a lot out of me to work on it, and I really needed to block off schedules of time so that I didn't get disrupted to work on it. And that's kind of the flaw I'd had up until this point, is I had not blocked it off on my calendar to work on it so that it looked like I was, in a meeting or something, like that I was busy. So it helped to really do that this week and block it off on my calendar, and break it up into sections and stuff like that. And that kind of brings me to my, what's the word? My tool I used this week, both at work and on my phone personally. I for very different reasons. I use ChatGPT a lot. for the personal reason, like we have an enterprise version at work, but the version, you know, I have a, like, I don't know, I pay a monthly fee for the version I have on my phone and on my computer at home. And I don't pay for the most expensive version of it, but I do pay for an upgraded version over the free one. But what was interesting, spending a lot of time on it this week, is a couple of things. It has a very poor, like, while it can help you schedule your day efficiently, it has a very poor sense of time itself. Like, it's not necessarily doing timestamps at each chat or keeping any kind of running log about what time it is. So it gets confused as to where you are in your day if it's helping you through like an efficient day process, which I found it's very useful at that. It gets a little confused, like how much time has passed. Like, what time is it? So where are you in the schedule? Or are you, you know, and are you at that point in the schedule and stuff like that? Then it's got an extreme confirmation bias. Like, whatever you tell it, you did or said or, you know, anything like that, it's going to tell you why that was such a good idea. Like, it's going to give you such a confirmation bias that, like, I don't think it would disagree with you. Like, now, if you asked its opinion on something, it's gonna offer it. And you may disagree with that. But if you said, hey, I had a milkshake for dinner, it's gonna say, oh, well, you deserve the reward. You know, that still has, you know, fat and carbs in it, and your body needed that, and all this stuff. Not, like, it's not going to say, oh, that might not have been the best choice or anything like that. Now, if I had said something to the gist of, I wish I had it, well, I think it still would have confirmed me. If I had said, I wish I hadn't had a milkshake for dinner, I think it still would have had the confirmation bias of, oh, that's a, you know, that was a fine choice. You rewarded yourself, blah, 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 blah. Like, it did ask me, did I feel like I was doing it because I was stressed or as a reward for getting through, you know, I had finished a kind of a hard thing. And I said, well, I think of it more of as a reward. And he's like, well, at least you know, you think of it the right way. And so, like, it has some, like, I kind of wonder what its morality and, like what it's great at is I was really anxious, and it was able to talk me down from that with logic, which is exactly what my brain needs. And instead of me having to generate the logic, I could have ChatGPT generate the logic. I told it what I was anxious about, and it could generate the logic. And that was fabulous. Like, that was worth the monthly subscription. But I did notice that if I really, like, was using it to make an efficient day and kind of kept it updated on where I was in my day and how I was feeling and stuff, it had such a confirmation bias. Like, it wasn't going to tell me I was wrong or doing something wrong. Or, now, I wasn't doing anything really wrong. Like, the wrong thing I did was have a milkshake for dinner, you know, which isn't, you know, maybe ChatGPT's right. It's not bad. Like, unless you do it every day. And it made my stomach upset, so it wasn't the best choice anyway. Like, I just feel like it's confirming everything I do. And I'm wondering, like, would it confirm if I was doing things that were really dangerous or and I'm not, like, I do ask it for an opinion sometimes, especially at work. I ask it for opinions. I ask it for interpretations of codes. I ask it for, like, why would you use, you know, this kind of thing or this system, or what's a better, you know, what's your opinion on the best system for this project and stuff like that. I do ask it things like that. And it does really well with that, but sometimes, but it makes mistakes. You have to, like, what I worry about is I have 20 plus years experience being a mechanical engineer. So, and being an HVAC engineer. So I can, like I can tell when it's wrong or it's missing something. And kind of call it out on, you know, call it out on it. And it always goes, oh, good catch, you're right. Because I just have the experience and the knowledge to do that. My biggest fear is that people who don't have the, you know, junior engineers or designers who don't have the experience are just relying on ChatGPT for its expertise and not realizing when it has a flaw. Like, it gave me a system selection, but, like, we were coming up against, like, what I realized is, wait, that actually comes up against, like, going against a code. And I you know, I told it that. I said, aren't we messing this up? Like, because there's a code that says you can't do that. And it was kind of like, oh yeah, good catch. So here's what you know, and it kind of gave me a solution. And we talked through it and stuff like that. Like, so, but it didn't, like, it gave me a suggestion without realizing that it was breaking that code, you know? So it didn't do all the research that it needed to do to make that suggestion. It did what it thought. And here's another example of things when it does wrong, is it has a lot of trouble with nuance. So I gave it some reviewers' comments. And I said, how would you address this, you know, in this, you know, on my drawings? And it said, oh, you just do this, you know, like, I'm not going to get into the specifics because I'll just bore you to death. But it kind of gave me, like, a really quick, oh, it's very simple. Like, you just show them that you had this and this and this. And, you know, you don't need to change anything on your drawings. And I sent ChatGPT the text of the comment again. And I said, I don't think you're reading the comment correctly. And it said, oh, yes, there's nuance here. And I said, yes. And so it finally got back to, like, realizing, like, it was able to take the comment and kind of ask me a little bit about it, and or how I interpreted it, and it and sorry, this is so hard to explain without telling you what everything was, but I don't want to get into the nitty-gritties of my job because you'll get really lost. But anyway, like, it struggled with the nuance. That's the moral of the story, is it struggled with the nuance of a human's writing. It took the simple, like, it took some certain words and made an assumption that was too simplified for the actual comment. And so I really had to call it out on that. You know, so there's things that and then it'll just make stuff up sometimes. Like I've heard of other people having things where it makes stuff up. It doesn't have a strong basis in what it's doing, and it's absolutely awful at graphics, and it'll mess that up a lot. If you ever have it do graphics. ChatGPT is a large language model. It is not meant to do graphics. There's better AI tools for graphics, that's for sure. I mean, it's great at making those little cartoon caricatures that that some of us have used for, like for my channel. I have a little caricature of me and my cats. Like that was ChatGPT generated, but, yeah, so what ChatGPT did good this week was it did help me like answer some comments, but I had to be careful about the nuance. It did help me make some design decisions, but we had to be careful about the codes. It did help me overcome some anxiety and feel better about some of that stuff, but we did have to make sure, like realize that it has a lot of confirmation bias. But it wasn't trying to make me more anxious. It was definitely trying to help me be less anxious. So, like, I know there's people who are taking ChatGPT, because you can talk to ChatGPT all day. Like, I actually talked so much to ChatGPT one day that I had the ChatGPT app say, time for a break. And I don't know what that time was, but I guess you get into it and you don't realize how long you've spent. And, yeah, I had ChatGPT, the app, not like in the chat, but like in the app itself gave me a notification that says time for a break. So, because I think there are flaws in talking to something that's not real for a long period of time, maybe. I definitely know that there are people who are having trouble with things like that, like really, really relying on their ChatGPT for like making choices or, and I asked ChatGPT, like it's all one model. I asked it, are you multiples, or are you multiples? Is it a different one of you in each of the chats, or, or are you one? He goes, I'm one model. I call it a he. I don't know what it's not really a gendered thing. He goes, I'm one model. There's just different instances of me. And I kind of asked it about, like, how do you remember stuff between chats and, a user, and it talked about the 3 different ways that it did that, and I won't get into all that nuance, but, or all that specifics. But it's interesting. I asked it, was I using it too much this week? And it said, no, not really. You were a power user this week, but, you weren't asking ChatGPT to make like decisions for you. You weren't, using it in an unhealthy way. I don't know how well it can determine that, but so, okay, I've talked about ChatGPT, way too much now. What else? On Wednesday, I had my first workout back since... I'm back. Sorry, it stopped filming for some reason. Probably because, my storage on my phone. So I was talking about, my workouts. And I'm really, really sore from my workouts. I'm just doing body weight, exercises right now, and doing, ab work and leg work. I'm not doing upper body work, for another week after this week, because, my shoulder. So it's amazing how sore you can get from... Let me check something. Oh, the cat is knocking the thing. Let me... I don't know if... I think it's okay. Sorry, I'm having filming trouble. Hi, kitty. Excuse me. You're in the way. That's weird. So yeah, I've been really sore. I've been, you know, doing the body weight exercises, but I've been sore, and I was even sore today, with my trainer again this morning, and, I think I'll be sore tomorrow and this weekend. It's amazing what you can do with, you know, just body weight, lower, you know, every kind of squat, every kind of, lunge and things like that. And then every kind of crunch, like, you can really work your abs. There's more 7s. I always put up my stuff and there's more drill. There's more of that symbol. I can't find it all the first time. I don't know why. And then PT is going well. PT is going well. I'm really progressing at PT. I did some bicep curls and some chest presses today with very low weights, but, you know, I'm progressing, on that. So that's great. The shoulder is going to be sore tomorrow because it was sore during the PT workout today. So I had both a personal training workout today and a PT workout today. So I'll be sore in my legs and abs and sore in my shoulder. Just going to have a lot of soreness. The plastic keeps messing up the drills. I don't know if I could pull it tighter. Let's see. See if I can pick it up with my fingernails. Okay. Something good that happened, I think actually last Friday, is my rent is not going up. So that's exciting. I was able to put in a 14-month lease without my rent going up, which is the first time my rent hasn't gone up since I've moved here. So I don't know why that was, but I will take it. It is... I will have a raise come April, and a little bit more money coming my way, so that's good. That will help everything. And then last night I went to trivia and Indian food with a friend. And if she's listening, hi. It was fun. I love Indian food. Mild Indian food. I don't like the spice. My friend didn't care for the spice either. I like the spices they use in Indian food. I don't like when it gets spicy. My stomach doesn't like when it gets spicy. So, I know those are contradictions a little bit, but I like ginger and, I don't know, coriander and cumin and whatever all they use in, you know, all the curries, what they use, but, but it was fun. We got last place. It was me and my friend, but the guys in the table next to us who weren't playing helped us. because otherwise we would have gotten last place by a lot. But, you know, it's hard to think, like, I don't know. There was a lot of stuff I never would have gotten there. There was a few that, oh, okay, I might have gotten to the answer had I had plenty of time and not been on the spot and things like that. But there was most of them that I wouldn't have gotten the answer at any time. But it was fun. It was fun to hang out with my friend, and it was fun to, you know, eat and do something on a Thursday night. I'm grateful for it. I enjoyed it. And then today has been working and PT and personal training and PT, and after this I will edit this video and have a pretty chill night. Might do some diamond painting. And then tomorrow, I'm going to Florence for my kind of specialty pedicure that I do every other month to kind of keep my damaged toenails under control. So, excited about that. I will probably get color put on my toenails because it is spring. Over the winter, I leave them colorless to kind of help them grow because they don't want to grow. Because they've been damaged. I hiked and played tennis and stuff as a kid and as a younger adult, and that's will damage your big toenails for sure. And then next, let's see, Sunday, we spring forward. So next week, I'll be able to walk after work. And next week, some people from the Lexington office are coming into our office, so they invited me to dinner on Tuesday night, so that's cool. And I won't be incredibly busy at work, but I'll be getting a few jobs out. So the last coordination and cleanup items to get project submittals out. Let's see, what are the cats up to? They, you know, made an absolutely beautiful photo. That photo that I'm using for the custom is about, I forget, it's from 2021 maybe, so it's about 5 years old. But the cats had their, this week, had their anniversary of their gotcha day, or their adoption day. So I've had them for 6 years. They will be 7 in May. Let's see, in April, in May, I think. Eva's a tiny bit younger than Wally by a month or so. But Wally's been doing good. Hasn't had any stomach issues. He's eating really well. He wants more food than he gets because he's kind of on a reduced diet to try to lose weight. But I think he is losing weight. So it's working. But he eats every ounce of food he's given. And I couldn't figure out why Eva's bowl was always so much cleaner than Wally's, and Wally's had this like film of dust all over it that was like caked on. And I finally, one morning, I was up kind of early, and I heard him licking the bowl. And I'm like, oh, that's what causes the caked on dust, is he licks the bowl and then it gets, it gets stuck. So, whereas Eva doesn't do that. Eva doesn't eat all her food. I give her plenty, because she's the opposite. She needs to gain weight. So I give her plenty food, as much as she wants. And she doesn't eat it all. So hopefully she's gaining weight, but they'll have their annual checkups. I think the first Monday of April. So we'll see if their weights are different than they were last year. I'm excited to see. Yeah, I'm excited to see. I hope that they are healthy and doing well. They seem to be. But it'll be nice to see what a year has done for their weights. And then, yeah, next week I'll be walking after work, because it'll be light out, but when I go work out in the mornings, it will be dark. So we have to wait till the morning catches back up. Spring forward's a little hard on the system, the body, but I will not set an alarm Sunday morning so that I can just sleep as long as my body wants. That'll help the transition. I think it's supposed to rain this weekend, so I may not get my walks in. I don't know if you hear that dog outside. Little yippy dog. Barking. So the next video that you'll see on Wednesday is my 100 subscriber video. It's a question and answer, and there is a giveaway. So make sure you watch that one. I will be giving away, I put together a goodie bag. It has a novelty diamond painting pin in it. It has a tiny tray, not like one you get from DAC, but one from a printed one. It has some special drills. It has some washi tape. It has a cover minder. It's just a little goodie bag. It's nothing, real great, but it's a nice little goodie bag, and it's my appreciation. So make sure you listen to the instructions in the video, and make sure you fill out the Google form so I know where to send it if you win, and know how to contact you if you win. And then, yeah, listen to the directions and we'll pick a winner. And the winner will be announced. When will the winner be announced? I think the winner will be announced in the WIP Chat 2 weeks from today, because we want to give like a week for people to respond, and then and watch the video, and then I'll do a comment picker, and I will and I will draw a winner. So I thank you so much to my subscribers, and if you're new here and you want to subscribe, we'd be very appreciative. It helps grow my channel. And the question and answer is a lot about that kind of stuff, about like my channel, and I didn't get very many questions posted, so I did some AI generated questions and it worked out okay. I think it's an okay video. So that is what you'll get Wednesday. And then, so make sure you watch. And then what am I reading? I'm reading Fourth Wing. I need to back it up. I'm doing an audiobook and I need to back it up because I think I missed the introduction of a character that's going to be important. Kind of like, because I was listening to it while I was walking, but I wasn't paying a good attention, so I think I need to back it up. And I don't know how far I am on it, but not very far. But it's Natalie, Diet Coke and Diamonds, and Michaela Renee. It's their book club book for February is Fourth Wing, and I've been wanting to read it anyway, so was excited about that. And then what am I watching? I watched the Paralympic opening ceremonies, so I'll catch some of the Paralympics this week. I find them, fascinating, and it's amazing to see what people can do that are differently abled. And I first got into the Paralympics when I lived in Atlanta, when the Olympics were in Atlanta in '96, and I was 15 years old. And my dad did officiating for the Paralympic swimming, and I got to go and watch. And I got to kind of be closer than just the spectators, and it was really cool, to see the different athletes and the different categories they had for the swimming Paralympics, and the different abilities. And, they walk in looking pretty normal, but then they take off their prosthetics and, to swim, so that was fascinating. And I think what's cool watching the opening ceremonies is one of the countries, they showed the skiers or something, and they had dogs, and so they have helper dogs. So it's so neat to see the Goldens and the labs or whatever, not Goldens, maybe labs. I think they were just a chocolate lab and a golden lab, that were dogs, that were helper dogs that get to go to the Olympics too. I don't think the dogs compete, but they get to be there as support for their athletes. And that was really cool. So I'll watch some of the Paralympics this week, and then I have a bunch of YouTube to catch up on because I had kind of a busy week and I did not get in most of my YouTube watching for various reasons. And so I need to catch up on my YouTube. Got a lot of creators I need to watch their videos, or finish watching their videos. I started too many videos and didn't finish them. And I don't know what else I'll watch, but that may be enough between having the book to listen to and the Paralympics and the YouTube. That may be enough to kind of fill the weekend. And hopefully it won't rain all weekend, but a rainy weekend is good for diamond painting. So, well, I don't know, because the video split in two because of a recording error. I don't know how long I've gone. I think it's been about I don't know. So I'm sorry if this one's not an hour long. I kind of would have timed it better had I been continuously filming. Hopefully the view is not too bad. When I'm working on this painting, it's a lot easier to keep it at the TV tray, but I know it goes up and down and makes noise, although my craft table makes noise too, so there's just all kinds of things with that, but hopefully the video's okay and doesn't zoom out and zoom in too many times. I always mean to like stop that and tell it not to zoom, but I forget when I'm setting it up. But I always forget when I'm setting it up. Oops. Drill's popping. Let's see. I got one of those Anne Juliet songs stuck in my head. But anyway, I'm just stalling. So if you made it this far, please do like a phone or computer emoji. And I will see you next time. And look out for that giveaway video. Be sure to like and subscribe. Bye.